What happens when a British comedy legend faces a late-night host who's lost all respect for his guests? Tonight, we're diving into the explosive interview that saw Rowan Atkinson walk off set in disgust, leaving Stephen Colbert scrambling in one of the most cringe-worthy moments in late-night history. This wasn't a typical chat to promote a project. It was a masterclass in how not to interview a legend. Before we unravel this unforgettable story, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments your thoughts on celebrity interviews gone wrong. In the green room of The Late Show, the pre-show energy buzzed as usual. Rowan Atkinson sat quietly in a corner, reviewing notes for what he thought would be a simple talk about his latest project. The comedy icon, known for his meticulous preparation and polished professionalism, had agreed to appear on Colbert's show as a favor to his publicist. Little did he know, he was stepping into a verbal minefield. "Mr. Atkinson, we're ready for you," the stage manager called, clutching her clipboard. Rowan adjusted his tie, took a deep breath, and followed her through cables and cameras to the brightly lit stage. The audience, warmed up by Colbert's monologue, roared with anticipation. Stephen Colbert bounded over, flashing his signature grin, hand outstretched. "Rowan, welcome to the show, mate, ready to have some fun tonight?" "Certainly," Rowan replied, his voice calm and polite, shaking Colbert's hand firmly. But a glint in the host's eyes sparked unease, suggesting this might not be the respectful exchange promised. The interview began, innocently enough. Colbert introduced Rowan with fanfare, praising his decades-long career. The audience cheered as Rowan settled into the guest chair, posture impeccable, hands neatly folded. "So, Rowan," Colbert began, leaning back with a smirk, "let's talk about your project, but first, don't you get tired of people expecting you to be funny all the time? You're so serious, I'm waiting for you to trip or pull a face." The remark landed awkwardly, like a bad joke. Rowan's eyebrows lifted slightly, showing discomfort. "Well, Stephen," he said evenly, "there's a misconception that comedic actors are always performing. We're ordinary people with a specific skill set." Right, Colbert nodded, but his tone suggested he wasn't listening. "Come on, give us something, the audience expects it, maybe some bean action." The request, wrapped in a chuckle, felt demanding. Rowan shifted, his smile tightening. "I'd rather discuss the craft than perform on demand, if you don't mind." "Oh, he's getting serious and British on us," Colbert quipped to the camera, drawing uneasy laughs. "I get it, you're an artist, but this is late-night TV, people want entertainment, not a lecture on your process." The studio's vibe shifted, banter turning uncomfortable. Rowan's jaw tightened, a warning sign to those who knew him. "I believe comedy deserves respect, like any art form," he said, carefully, voice steady, despite the tension. "The audience deserves more credit than you're giving them." Colbert's laugh was sharp, unpleasant. "Oh, here we go, the audience deserves credit," he mocked. "Listen, buddy, I've done this for years, I know what people want. They want the guy who makes them laugh, not a pompous lecture on rubber faces." The word pompous hit like a slap, echoing in the studio. Some audience members shifted uneasily. Rowan's eyes flashed with anger. "I beg your pardon," he said, softly but with steel. "Did you call me pompous for refusing to dance like a trained monkey?" "No need to get defensive," Colbert said, raising his hands in mock surrender. "You're on a comedy show, try to be funny, this isn't the Oxford Union." The jab at Rowan's education cut deep. His face stayed composed, but a storm brewed in his eyes. "You know what, Stephen?" he said, slowly, diction precise, like a honed blade. "I've been on talk shows, worldwide, from the BBC to Japanese television, and I've never encountered such unprofessional behavior from a host." "Unprofessional?" Colbert scoffed. "I'm giving you a platform to promote your work, and you act like you're doing me a favor. This isn't the Royal Command performance, it's late-night TV." Another jab at Rowan's cultural ties silenced the audience. Rowan leaned forward, movements deliberate. "Let me be clear, Stephen, I came here as a courtesy, to discuss work I'm passionate about, not to be insulted or perform tricks for your amusement. Insulted. Colbert's voice rose, his composure cracking. How have I insulted you? By asking you to do what you're famous for, to entertain my audience. You've been condescending since I sat down, Rowan replied, accent sharpening. Your approach diminishes my work, reducing decades of craft to rubber faces, demanding I perform like a circus act. The tension was thick, cameras focused, producers likely panicking. Colbert, sensing he'd overstepped, tried to backtrack. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. I didn't mean to. No, Rowan interrupted, a rare move. You meant what you said. You view comedy as base, unworthy of respect. That's not what I said, Colbert protested, voice weak. It's what you implied, Rowan countered. Every question, every comment, belittles me, and the craft. You think laughter can't be intelligent or respected. The accusation hung heavy. Colbert's face flushed, his persona crumbling under Rowan's calm critique. You're being dramatic, he said, grasping for control. This is supposed to be fun, remember fun. The word fun dripped with condescension. Rowan's eyes narrowed. Fun, he repeated, as if it tasted sour. Is that what you call mocking a guest's intelligence, demanding performances, dismissing their work as foolishness? That's your fun. Colbert's smile faltered, discomfort clear, as the interview slipped away. You're taking this too seriously. We're just talking. No, Stephen, Rowan said, voice strengthening, this isn't a conversation. It requires respect, which you can't offer. You're trying to humiliate me for your audience. The studio went quiet, cameramen frozen, producers scrambling. You're overreacting, Colbert said, confidence fading. This is how talk shows work. Banter, give and take. Maybe British TV is different, but this is America. The cultural jab was the last straw. Rowan's face hardened, voice indignant. So you're suggesting American TV requires rudeness, that professionalism is British? His accent grew crisper, words precise. Explain this American hospitality. Colbert squirmed. That's not what I meant. You're twisting my words. Am I? Rowan asked, tilting his head. You invited me to discuss my work, then mocked it, demanded I perform, called me pompous when I refused, dismissed my career as circus acts, and now claim this is fine because we're in America. Have I misunderstood? The dismantling was surgical, calm but devastating. The audience sat stunned, witnessing history. You're putting words in my mouth, Colbert said, weakly. I didn't say that, exactly. Then clarify, Rowan said, leaning back, with authority. It seems you view comedy as inferior to whatever you do here. Colbert's face reddened. I entertain millions, nightly, connecting with real Americans, not an elite, who get your British humor. The rhetoric was ugly, divisive. Now we're getting to it, Rowan said, smiling thinly. This isn't about comedy, is it, Stephen? It's your resentment, because I'm British, educated, representing sophistication, you dislike. That's ridiculous, Colbert snapped, denial hollow. Is it? Rowan pressed. You suggest intelligence and entertainment are exclusive, that laughter precludes thought. That's wrong, Stephen, and insulting to your audience. The accusation that Colbert belittled his viewers was brilliant. Some nodded, feeling condescended too. Don't lecture me about my audience, Colbert said, voice rising. I know them better than you. Do you? Rowan asked, softly. Your behavior suggests they can't appreciate, beyond mockery, you treat them like children, entertained by bullying a guest. The word bully hit hard, true and harsh. Colbert's face showed shock, embarrassment. I'm not a bully, he said, words hollow. Then what is this? Rowan asked. You've been provocative, dismissive, insulting, trying to embarrass me. If not bullying, what is it? Colbert looked around, finding no support, crew embarrassed, audience on Rowan's side. I was having fun, he said, weakly. At whose expense? Rowan shot back. Fun for whom? Because it's not fun for me, and your audience isn't amused. The observation was accurate, devastating. The audience, once eager, sat in silence, disturbed. Let's take a break, Colbert said, glancing at the control room. No, Rowan said, firmly, you wanted this, in front of your audience, let's have it. You tried to make me look foolish, answer for your behavior. The tables turned, Rowan interrogating, Colbert uneasy. What questions? Colbert asked, wearily. Do you prepare for interviews? Rowan asked. If you do, your disrespect was deliberate, if not, you're unprofessional, which is it? The question was a trap, no good answer. I prepare, Colbert said, defensively. Then this was intentional, Rowan concluded. You chose to disrespect a guest who came in good faith, an odd choice for an entertainer. Colbert's mouth opened, then closed, no words coming. The silence was agonizing. I see, Rowan said, quietly, you have no answer, you planned disrespect, but won't admit it. You're mischaracterizing, Colbert stammered. Am I? Rowan's tone was gentle, yet cutting. Did you research my background, Stephen? You knew I have a master's in engineering from Oxford. I've written on comedy, performed for 4 decades, yet treated me like a novelty act. The audience learned new facets of Rowan's credentials, seeing Colbert's misjudgment. I didn't mean to, Colbert started, but Rowan cut in. Don't claim it was accidental, your words were calculated to diminish me. Why? Maybe a misunderstanding, Colbert said, weakly. No misunderstanding, Rowan replied, firmly. You wanted to make me a caricature, forgetting I'm not Mr. Bean. I'm an educated man with experience, not a trained seal. Audience murmurs showed agreement. Colbert, desperate, found no support. Let's start over, he suggested. Start over. Rowan's eyebrows rose. You can't unring a bell, Stephen. You've shown who you are, how you view guests. I'm not bad, Colbert said, vulnerable. I never said you were, Rowan replied, softening. But you've behaved badly, and don't understand why. I was doing my job, Colbert said, quietly. No, Stephen, your job is to welcome guests, help them share stories. You've performed a dominance display, asserting superiority over a guest, in good faith. That's not true, Colbert protested. Then explain why every question made me look foolish, why you dismissed my work, demanded tricks. Colbert squirmed. No answers. You're overthinking, he said, finally. Overthinking. Rowan's voice carried disbelief. I'm a guest, Stephen, I expect basic courtesy. The audience hung on every word. You know what? Rowan said, tone shifting. This was educational. He stood, slowly, commanding attention. I've learned, some hosts think rudeness is entertaining, mockery is wit, contempt is acceptable. Colbert looked up, pale. Rowan, don't do this. Why stay? Rowan asked. You've shown no respect for my work, insulted me, treated me like a monkey. We're not finished, Colbert said, desperately. We are, Rowan replied, with finality. He removed his microphone, calmly. I came to discuss my work with a professional. I found a bully who thinks cruelty is clever. The microphone popped off. I don't need this, Stephen, or your show, or approval. I need my self-respect. Colbert froze, his show collapsing. The cameras are rolling, he said, weakly. Good, Rowan replied, straightening his jacket. Everyone can see what happened tonight. He turned to the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry you witnessed this unpleasantness. You deserve better from television. Rowan Atkinson walked off, leaving Colbert alone under the lights, his show in ruins. And there you have it, the most devastating takedown in TV history. Rowan Atkinson didn't just leave Colbert's show, he dismantled everything the host thought he knew about comedy, respect, professionalism. What did you think of this clash? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more unbelievable celebrity stories.